is screaming over a wrong spoon. Not because your child is hot, not even because something serious happened, but because you gave your child a wrong yellow spoon. And now the entire house feels hijacked. You try logic. It is the same spoon. You try reason. Why are you crying over this? Even try control. Enough. Stop crying right now. And somehow, every single thing makes it worse. Cry gets louder, body stiffens, the screaming escalates, and now you are angry too. Here is the part nobody tells. Most tantrums doesn't escalate because of the original problem. They escalate because the child feels emotionally unsafe while overwhelmed. And most parents, without realizing it, turns to emotions with pressure. Pressure to stop, pressure to calm down, pressure to explain, pressure to behave. But today, I'm going to show you a completely different approach. A method rooted in emotional regulation. A method that helps de-escalate meltdown without yelling, threatening, bribing, or giving in. And no, this is not permissive parenting. It's nervous system parenting. At the end of this video, I'm going to understand why children melt down so fast, while most reactions accidentally fuel tantrums, the exact 5-step course method, what to do in public meltdown, what not to say during emotional overload, and how to raise emotionally secure children without becoming a doormat. And trust me, hardest part of this method isn't calming your child, it is calming yourself. So let's get it. Why do tantrums escalate? Before we talk about solutions, we need to understand what is actually happening during a tantrum. Because most parents think tantrum is a behavioral problem. A lot of time, it is actually a nervous system problem. Here is what usually happens. A child experiences disappointment, frustration, overstimulation, embarrassment, anger, fatigue, confusion. Something small triggers something big. And adults underestimate this because we judge the reaction based on the size of the problem. But children don't experience emotions the way adults do. Their emotional regulation systems are still developing. That means when they feel overwhelmed, they don't have internal tools yet to calm themselves. So when parents say things like this, relax, calm down, react, child literally cannot do what is being asked. Like throwing somebody in deep water and yelling, just swim better. Now here is where things get dangerous. Most adults become emotionally reactive. When children become emotionally reactive, the child escalates more, parents get louder. Now, both nervous systems are fighting each other. And this is why tiny situations suddenly become massive emotional explosion. Not because the child is evil, not even because the parent is bad, but because two dysregulated nervous systems are colliding. This is the moment where most parenting advice completely fail, because traditional parenting usually focuses on stopping behavior, but emotional regulation focuses on creating safety first, and safety changes everything. Think about yourself for a second. Have you ever been upset and somebody immediately tries to correct you? You are being dramatic. You are being sensitive. It's not a big deal. Did you calm down? Did that calm you down? Or did it make you feel more alone? Children feel the same thing. The moment they sense judgment, rejection, or emotional pressure, their systems interpret it as threat. And threat intensifies emotion. That is why trying to win against a tantrums usually backfire. Because your child isn't trying to defeat you. Your child is drowning emotionally. And drowning people don't need lectures first. They need stability. Now the biggest parenting mistake. Now let's talk about the biggest parenting mistake most parents make. And honestly, almost everybody does this. The moment the tantrum starts, parents rush to fix too quickly. They want the noise gone. They want the embarrassment gone. The chaos, they want it gone. They also want the discomfort gone. So they immediately jump into correction mode. Stop crying. We don't act like this. Use your words. You are fine. Now, notice something. Most of these statements are focused on changing the child's behavior immediately, not understanding the child's emotional states. And the children can feel the difference. This is why some tantrums intensify the moment adults begin the talking, because the child doesn't feel emotionally joined. They feel emotionally opposed. And once opposition enters the room, the nervous system fights hard. That's why some parents feel like the more I talk, the more worse it gets. Exactly. Because during overload, children are not looking for logic first. They are looking for emotional safety. Now let me be very clear. Emotional safety is not the same as permissiveness. This doesn't mean letting children hit people, letting children destroy things, giving children whatever they want, or removing all boundaries. That is weak parenting. And weak parenting creates anxious children. What I'm talking about is something completely different. Strong emotional leadership. the ability to stay grounded while your child loses emotional control. That is real authority. Not screaming, not intimidation, not overpowering. Child screaming because the child can't have candy, does not need the candy, but that child needs a parent whose nervous system isn't collapsed. You see that distinction? It matters. And this is why emotionally secure parenting separates itself from emotionally reactive parenting. Reactive parenting says, your emotion is overwhelming me. But secure parenting says, your emotion is big, but I can handle it. That difference rewires children over time. Now the 60-second pause method. Now let's get into the actual method, and this is the heart of this video. The goal is not perfection, the goal is interruption. Interrupting the escalation cycle. This method works best early in the tantrum, but even during full emotional overload, it can dramatically reduce the intensity. So here is the 5 steps. Step 1, lower your energy. The instant you notice escalation, your first assignment is you, not the child. Yes, you, because your nervous system sets the emotional temperature. So do these 3 things immediately. Take 1 deep breath, relax your shoulders, lower your voice, and crouch to your child's eye level. This matters more than most parents realize. Towering over children during distress feels threatening, but eye level positioning is safer. You are communicating, I'm with you, not I'm coming against you. And this alone changes the emotional intensity. Now some parents will hear this and think, so I should baby my child. No, this is not weakness. Police negotiators lower intensity, therapists lower intensity, emergency responders lower intensity. Why? Because escalation escalates, but calm interrupts escalation. Now step 2, stop talking too much. This one is hard for parents because adults love explaining, but during emotional overload, language processing drops. That means lectures become noise. So instead of flooding your child with words, simplify. Use your presence before explanation. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to say almost nothing. Just breathe, stay nearby, remain grounded. Your child is reading your face, your peace, your body, and children mirror nervous system faster than they obey instruction. That line is very important. Children mirror nervous system faster than they obey instruction. Remember that. Step 3, regulate through connection. Now this is where emotional co-regulation happens. Depending on your child, this could look like a hand on the back, holding of hand, sitting beside your child quiet, or gentle physical reassurance. But here is the key. You are not trying to silence emotion. You are helping your child survive emotion. Huge difference. And some children won't want to touch immediately, and that's okay. Do not force connection. The principle is calm presence, not control. Sometimes just sitting nearby quietly is enough. And let me explain something important. A lot of tantrums are actual panic response disguised as behavior. Children feel emotionally flooded, and when adults add criticism, pressure, anger, the flood intensifies. Presence communicate, but calm connection communicate. You are safe, I'm staying, you are not alone in this. That changes the nervous system. Step 4, name the feeling. This is one of the most powerful tools that emotionally intelligent parents use. Name what is happening, not with sarcasm, not with judgment, not with mockery, just simple emotional weakness. You are really frustrated. You wanted it a different way. That's disappointed. You are angry right now. Why does this matter? Because children calm faster when they feel understood. And naming the emotion doesn't mean agreeing with it. That's where most parents get confused. You can validate emotion while still holding the boundary. For example, I know you are angry and I still won't let you eat. That is emotionally healthy parenting, not emotional dismissal, not emotional surrender. Balanced leadership. Step 5, invite regulation. Finally, once the emotional intensity drops even slightly, invite regulation, not connection, not command. Invite. Let's breathe together. When you are ready, we will talk. We'll figure it out together. Notice the emotional message underneath. I'm not abandoning you because you are struggling. That really matters, because children who feel emotionally abandoned during this stress often become either emotionally explosive or emotionally shut down. And you see both patterns can continue into adulthood. The goal is emotional resilience, not emotional suppression. So what does this look like in real life? Now let's make it practical, because theory sounds nice. So let me walk you through some real scenarios. The first scenario, the wrong call. Your child wanted the blue call. You gave the red call. Then tantrum begins. The whole reaction. Oh my goodness, stop crying. It's literally the same thing. And the child escalates. Now the new reaction. You breathe. You crouch. You lower your voice. Really wanted the red call. Then pause and stay calm. And something interesting happens. The child often softens because the child feels emotionally received. Now notice this. You still may not give the red card. It is important. The goal is not rewarding emotional chaos. The goal is reducing emotional threat. Then scenario 2, public tantrum or public meltdown. This is the one most parents hate most, because now embarrassment enters the picture. Everybody is watching. An embarrassed parent usually become controlling parent. Why? Because they feel socially threatened. So they grab, threaten, yank, snap, and the child escalates adapt. Now listen carefully. Public embarrassment is not an emergency. The child's nervous system matters than strangers' opinion. So instead, lower yourself, reduce stimulation, keep your voice steady, remove the audience if needed. But please don't emotionally attack your child because you feel judged. That creates shame. And shame-based parenting produces emotional hide. Then scenario 3, hitting or aggression. Now this is where boundary matters. If a child is unsafe, safety comes first and always. So if your child is hit, block the hitting calmly. I won't let you hit. Not screaming, not shaming. Firm, grounded, and calm. And this is where most parents fail. They think calm means weak. No, true calm is controlled strength. You can be emotionally safe and highly boundary. You see that combination, it creates secure children. Now let me tell you why this method changes children long term. Let's talk about the long term impact, because this method is not just about short tantrum. It is about shaping emotional identity. Emotional reaction teaches children something about themselves. If children repeatedly learn, my emotions push people away, they begin to hide their emotion or escalating emotion. You know why? Because human needs connection. But children who repeated experience calm emotional containment learn my feelings are surviving. I can recover. I am safe even when I'm upset. That becomes emotional resilience, and resilience matters more than obedience. A child who obeys out of fear may look easier in the short term, but fear-based regulation often creates anxiety, emotional suppression, lying, resentment, and disconnection. Emotionally secure children are different. They recover fast, they communicate more openly, they seek support instead of hide, they trust their caregiver, and trust is the real goal, not robotic compliance. Now let me say something difficult. A lot of parents were never emotionally regulated themselves. They were yelled at, their feelings were dismissed, they were punished for emotion. So when their child throw tantrums or meltdown, their own childhood wound activates. That's why some parents feel rage during tantrum, not because they hate their children, but because the situation activates unresolved emotional memory. This is why emotional intelligent parenting is so hard. Forces adults to regulate patterns they never learned. So if this feels difficult for you, you are not failing, and I extend grace. You are retraining yourself to, and honestly, that may be the bravest part of parenting. Now let me share the common mistakes to avoid. I want to take you through mistakes that can sabotage this method. Mistake number 1, talking too much. Parents panic and over-explain. Too many words overwhelm dysregulated children. Your words short, simple, and calm. Mistake number 2, expecting instant perfection. Your child may escalate before improving. That doesn't mean the method has failed. It means the pattern has changed. And consistency matters than the immediate result you expect. Mistake number 3, confusing validation with agreement. Validation means I see your feelings. It doesn't mean you get whatever you want. There's a huge difference. Mistake number 4, trying to regulate when you are dysregulated. Children feel fake calm instantly. You're boiling internally while whispering through clenched teeth. They know. So sometimes you need to pause first. That's maturity. Mistake number 5, using shame. Statements like you are embarrassing me, you are acting crazy, big boys don't cry. These statements damage emotional safety, and shame creates emotional hiding, not emotional intelligence. One day your child will grow up and probably won't remember every tantrum. Your child may not even remember every wrong cup, every wrong spoon, every broken toy, every grocery tantrum, but your child will remember how your presence felt during those hard moments. Did your love disappear when your child struggled? Or did your child feel emotionally safe even when your child fell apart? Because children don't just learn emotional regulation from what we teach, they learn it from what we control. Chaos, you are teaching big feelings are survivable. Connection does not disappear during struggle. When you are still loved while overwhelmed, that lessons change life. So next time your child throw tantrum, pause. Don't rush to control. Don't rush to lecture. Don't even rush to overpower. Breathe first. Lower your voice. Connect. Name the feeling. Regulate together. Not perfectly, but consistently. Because emotionally secure children are not built through fear. They are built through calm leadership. If this video helped you, comment below with one parent moment you are going to handle differently after today. If you want more videos on emotional intelligence, parenting psychology, and raising emotionally secure children, then subscribe to this YouTube channel, because the way we respond to emotion today shapes the adult our children becomes tomorrow. If you watch this video to this point, then watch my next video.